Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all having a great day, and I hope you're all enjoying the Nugget Integra. We picked up this Honda Integra for $800 just a couple of weeks ago, and we're getting it ready for its first ever 6-hour endurance event at Sandown Raceway early next month. Now, I have less than 3 weeks to get this thing ready for the track, and I also work full time. So that means I only have the weekends, and we're gonna be doing so much work to this car. We still have to service the entire thing, have to slap some wrap on it. We're gonna do a wing, we're gonna do a front splitter, we're gonna do some wheels and tires, but before we do any of that, we have to look at the suspension. Now, the reason we're gonna be looking at the suspension is because this car right here sat for God knows how many months, if not years, in the back of a workshop. And the coilovers that are in it, well, I don't have a clue. Now, I'm pretty sure this car already has a set of Max Pitting Rod's coilovers in it, but the issue that we're currently facing is the fact they're a little bit bouncy. And as far as I'm aware, they have zero preload adjustment. So today, we're gonna be upgrading these Max Pitting Rod's coilovers. Now, what do you ask we're upgrading to? Another set of Max Pitting Rod's coilovers. Max Pitting Rods have slid into the DMs, and they have helped us out with a brand new set of their awesome looking T7 coilovers. Now, these are the highest spec that we can get from Max Pitting Rods to fit. I believe it's an EG, EK, DC2, DC4. They fit absolutely everything. But these things look so incredible, and it's gonna be a huge upgrade over what is already on the Integra right now. I already know it has Max Pitting Rod's coilovers, but they have zero adjustment on them. I can't do anything, and they are like super bouncy. So we're gonna be taking them all out and slapping these bad boys in, which is gonna give us not only a little bit of adjustment as well, but also be a much nicer design, a much safer coilover for the track. And can I just say, Max Pitting Rods, these things look awesome. Oh my God. Keeping with the budget theme of this car right here, I think these coilovers are going to be amazing. They will set you back around about 800 Australian dollars, which is disgustingly cheap for coilovers here in Australia. Not only that, but they have a whole different range of models, so you can go from anything from like 200 bucks all the way up to the T7 style. And for the Nugget Integra, as its first ever set of coilovers, I think it's gonna be absolutely perfect. But do you want it cheaper? Max Pitting Rods have also helped me out by giving you guys the ability to own your very own coilovers right now and save you guys a ton of money on these coilovers. Make sure to go down, use that promo code, and save yourselves a little bit of money. Make sure to check out the rest of the shop, because they do some pretty cool stuff. That's no ridiculous. This could quite possibly be one of the easiest sets of coilovers I've ever done in my life. 2 bolts on top, got 1 bolt underneath. It should just drop straight out. Well, that would be if this nut wasn't round. That was so easy. Why is this one a 15? Oh, this one is stuck as well. Alright, so our next step is setting up our coilovers to go back in. So these coilovers, I don't believe they're set up from factory, but either way, we're gonna do it ourselves so that way we know exactly what they're all set at and we can go from there. So I'll show you what I do to set these things up when I have no idea how they've been set up, and we'll go from there. So the first thing I do is I loosen off this collar right here, which is the bottom shock collar. And what I do is we're gonna be setting preload. First of all, you guys can see the spring right here is loose. That collar can spin freely, no worries at all. What I then do is I turn this collar up here to where it fits snug with the spring. So that way the spring here has no play whatsoever. Wind the bottom collar up, so that way it's now all touching. Now with this collar here staying in place, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start winding up this top collar here. And this is gonna put a little bit of tension on the spring, so just try not to move that bottom collar as much as you can. And now the thickness of this that I'm going for is when you can actually wedge a C-spanner in between here and here. There you go, so that right there, you guys can see It's probably a little bit too much, so I'll just wind it back a little bit. There you go, so you guys can see it just fits in there, doesn't wiggle back and forward whatsoever. So then, wind up that second collar and tighten the whole lot down. Now, in terms of heights, I'm probably just gonna match exactly what came off the car. Even though these springs are noticeably thicker than these ones right here, I will match them up and yeah, we'll go from there. Give us a good base. New coils are in and they are looking so good. So we'll drop it back down on some wheels now, check the heights. We'll probably play around that a little bit later. Looks a bit higher than what we had it, but also because we're getting new wheels and tyres very soon and they are 15s, not 14s, I'm gonna wait to do the heights and they are so much stiffer than the other ones. So yes, the 15s that we're getting for this thing are quite aggressive. So I'm just gonna leave this for now and then we can play with some heights when we're putting the new wheels on. So very excited. I've never actually done coilovers that look like this before, so they have like little bottom forks and random little things like that. That's okay, it's all good, all part of the learning experience. So with these coilovers here for the fronts, I'm going to be matching them up with the previous fronts, but I'm going to be putting an extra 75 mil. That's way too much. 7.5 mil. Yes, that sounds a bit better. Onto the height of these ones here, because you guys will probably notice the rake on this car was pretty hectic. So we're gonna straighten all that out, hopefully. Should bring it up a decent amount. And then these coilovers, obviously being a lot stiffer than the previous fronts, will make it feel so much nicer. Alrighty, fronts down. See how much I screwed it up by. You know what? It's pretty on the money. Let's quickly level it out. Feels good. I wonder what hard feels like. This is full hard. Oh yeah. Not bad. Stoked with that. Also think I pretty much nailed the heights. The new wheels we have coming are going to be a much taller wheel and tyre, and we can play around with it all then, but at the moment, got no negative rake. Stoked about that. Thing is looking so much nicer. Oh, it doesn't look like a pig anymore. Oh, it still does actually. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely looking less like a pig than it did a couple of hours ago. Now that it's not sacked, it kind of has a nice presence about it. I feel loved by it. It feels like an honest car with no questionable history. It actually looks presentable, and I love that. So we're not going to play with heights in today's video. We're not going to be slamming it at the moment because we still have wheels that we need to get, which will be coming very, very, very soon. That should be one of the next couple of videos. And trust me, I have ordered some beautiful wheels for this thing.
Luxury.
Sounds good, hey?
Do you have to?
How does my tin look?
Flawless.
Huh?
Flawless. Love your work.
Thanks.
I'm just going to move my car up so it's not obtruding everyone.
Alrighty. Say the Evo to lunch.
If you want.
Yeah.
Here you go.